Hello guys, gals and gamers, and welcome back to another video. This week we are talking about Animal Crossing again. Yay, Isabel, woo! I'm wearing my Animal Crossing shirt, cute beanie, so very aesthetically pleasing for the Animal Crossing audience, I hope. Yeah, trying to be cute as possible. I know I'm not succeeding, but anyways. Yeah, this video is meant kind of like why I do not think the final update and the DLC will really fix the problems in Animal Crossing New Horizons. And if you're watching this from the future, have already played the DLC, which I haven't, as you can see from the date of the video, not the release date of the DLC yet, but this is just my observations of the trailer and knowing New Horizons problems and that kind of stuff. So if you're from the future wondering why the DLC didn't satisfy you, this is the video for you. And also, if you're yet to buy the DLC, you might be thinking like, will this actually fix the game for me? Will it be fun? It will definitely give you lots of hours to play, but it will not fix the problems with the main game. Let's just say that. And yeah, many people blamed like the lack of content on why New Horizons was kind of underwhelming, or some even say bad, and especially like hardcore Animal Crossing fans did not really appreciate New Horizons, and yeah, it's kind of a shame that the development team had to work like remotely because that is clearly something they weren't prepared for, and so a lot of plans that they had for a New Horizons were scrapped, so that is always a shame. But hey, now that we are getting a lot of content, a lot of people have been more hopeful, but I'm kind of here to ruin your fun. Sorry about that. I don't think the updates will fix the game, as I said. So yeah, let's go into bit why. And I know that will it fix the game for you? It depends entirely on how you play Animal Crossing. But for me, I'm kind of the old school Animal Crossing player. I started playing Animal Crossing with the Wii game, City Folk or Let's Go to the City. The names are different depending on your region. For me, it's Let's Go to the City because I'm a European. And I'm not really that into decorating. That's another thing that I'm not so into in Animal Crossing games. And what I really loved about Animal Crossing is the kind of the social simulation aspect of it. It was the virtual village that you would go to, kind of like your second home. You would meet up with cool animal characters and that kind of stuff, but I will explain about that a bit later on. So yeah, in my opinion, the lack of content in New Horizons was kind of the tip of the iceberg on what really was wrong with the game, and seeing the Nintendo Direct for Animal Crossing New Horizons and they revealing the final update, the DLC expansion, I can see that it does very little to fix those problems, and in some cases make those problems even worse. So let's go over a few things that really kind of was underwhelming about New Horizons and see how the DLC affects these issues. First of these is the pacing of the game. The game, in my opinion, is not very well paced. If you look at a typical Animal Crossing game before New Horizons, I think they were more better placed. Their pacing was really slow. It has always been really slow, but I think Animal Crossing, a good Animal Crossing game, is well paced around like the first year of you living in that town. In that time, you can see all of the seasons, get most of the fish and bugs. Maybe you miss a few because you don't keep a checklist, but you get most of them. You do some good progress on your museum, and you do a lot of fossils in there, maybe missing a few paintings as well. And then you also see like all of the events, unlock most of the shops and everything in your town. So yeah, it is very slow, but the games they at least try to teach you to take things slow, enjoy the moment, relax the moment that you have, enjoy the time with your villagers while you can, and just relax. It was a very, very calming game. A lot of people used to call Animal Crossing like it's a very good game about nothing. It's about doing nothing, but it was still fun. And every now and then you would see the town grow and you would get new stuff. Fun. And New Horizons seems to kind of be in a hurry of sorts. It gives you like 95% of the game in its first month. And sure, there is content missing, but what is there is not well paced. So it's not meant to last long either for some reason. And it just gives you everything, everything, everything. And then when you play it a few months, there's not much to go back to, not much to unlock. You already have your perfect island there. And this is kind of a problem also in the updates we have been given, even prior to this final update, where every new cool feature, you just get it when you log in. You don't have to work for it or anything, you don't have to unlock it in any way. You just have to give like one painting to a museum and suddenly they have like an arts department. Most of the new stuff you also like, you can just buy them. You can just buy them. That's it. And this final update also has like the Cap'n Islands, which have special islands that have different seasons. And this also kind of breaks the pacing because now you don't even have to wait for the next season to get like new fish and everything. You can just go to a special island and catch all of the fish there. No need to wait for another season. Also, the game's pacing is kinda destroyed by the broken economy in the game. It's really easy to make money in that game. In New Leaf, you would have to wait to unlock the island, Tortimer's Island, I think it was called, and you would catch bugs in there, and you could get like a few bugs there and sell it well. But now you can just abuse the stock market very easily and make your first 10 million bells in like the first month. Yeah, the first month again. But in prior games, getting your first million would probably take a year or a few months at least, but it wasn't easy. It was not easy. But here, you can just easily make money and just buy everything you see that you want, and you don't never have to worry about money. That kind of breaks the pacing. Characters are another common criticism about New Horizons, that the characters feel bland, and I think this is true as well. The villagers have like less dialogue and do less, ask less of you, and they don't even like make their own decisions. They don't feel like their own people anymore. Two characters of the same personality speak exact same dialogue. Some of the dialogue for certain personality types isn't that great either. My least favorite is the jocks, when you can basically do a Bechdel test on them about sports. If you talk to them, they will always mention something about sports. That kind of gets really annoying. They're also immediately more friendlier and stay the equal amount of friendly all times. Barely get mad at you for anything, unlike the previous games where they had more emotions and more interactions and everything. The characters really feel more like props now rather than like actual characters. They feel less real or natural, not to say that the characters ever felt realistic in Animal Crossing. They were just realistic enough to make you fill in the gaps of their personality yourself. Like, hey, this one villager does this often, walks alone at night very often, maybe they're a psychopath or a serial killer. Or, hey, this character doesn't really want to talk to me, maybe there's something wrong with them. Maybe they're like really antisocial and they're like doing experiments in their own home or something. Oh, I've never seen their home. Oh my god. So that kind of stories you make up in your mind for your own villagers, but that doesn't really happen in New Horizons. And I think also the blandness extends a bit to the other NPCs like Isabel over here, which was so popular in New Leaf that she immediately became like the mascot for the whole series. And now she also feels kind of bland. Same with like Abel's sisters, who used to tell you stories about their family. Nothing about that anymore. But yeah, it's definitely worse for the regular villagers though, especially when they are like seen more as something to be traded online or sold. They're not your neighbors anymore. They are items. So that really bothers me. The updates, the final update especially, does a bit to fix this. The villagers can now visit your house, hopefully by their own decision, not something that you will always have to make them do. And you could have a chat with them at the Roost, which is really cool, atmospheric. Have some coffee with them and chill out with them. That's really cool. And you can also invite some NPCs like Isabel and the Able sisters there, if you have the amiibo card, that is. And you can have a chat with them, learn more about them. That's cool. One thing I don't like so much is the morning stretches, as that is something. Well, it's something returning from the first Animal Crossing game, but in here, it's always player initiated. So if you don't want it to happen, the villagers won't do their morning stretches. They don't make their own decision about their own health. You are the one deciding if they will do morning stretches or not. In the first game, they would just do that every morning. So yeah. The last thing I just want to talk about is kind of the focus of the game in general, and the final update is very much focused on like quality of life stuff from like other games, and also some customization features, which is cool. But it does say a lot about what kind of game New Horizons is, at least compared to like other Animal Crossing games. The thing I used to love about Animal Crossing was the social simulation aspect, the feeling of a small town, a virtual village that you would move in. You were one of the citizens over there. You were kind of equal to everyone. It was a very slice of life game, and this is also done really well in like the opening of Stardew Valley, where you inherit a farm from your grandfather and you move from your boring old job to a quaint village somewhere far away and start a new life there. That's what Animal Crossing used to be about. Moving into a new town with crazy villagers, animal characters, and you just slowly making your life there. So it was cool. But yeah, New Horizons took a big turn with the whole island aspect that you can have and do everything you want in there. It feels kind of like it's in a different genre right now than what Animal Crossing games used to be before that, especially like compared to like the first game and even like New Leaf, the one main series game that came before that for the 3DS. And New Horizons has become more like a city building simulation. It's no longer a virtual village for you. It's a dollhouse where you say everything that happens. That table goes over there. You go over there. You be there. You wear these clothes. You have a lot of power. And that's exactly what I argued in my previous video about Animal Crossing, that one of the main things wrong with the game is that you just have too much power. And the power that you get it's not even thematically explained well. Like in New Leaf, you got new ordinances and you could decide a lot more. You can place some things outside, and that was explained by the fact that you were now the mayor. You were in that was your job basically to do that. But in New Horizons, you are just one of 3 people who come to the island that you just bought or something, which again is not something you could relate to compared to like starting a new life in a new town. You just buy an island, okay, and then they just decide you like, hey, you are in control of everything. You can do everything, no questions asked. And yeah, it doesn't feel as natural as the other games do. And I get the feeling a bit that New Horizons does have some sort of an identity crisis, because it wants to be like the old games, but at the same time it doesn't want to be, and it's really afraid to commit. It's really afraid of committing to being a city building game. And yeah, I can see where they wanted to go with this game, definitely. It's a cute place to escape to where exactly everything is how you want it to be. But the thing here is that a world where everything is perfect, it gets boring quickly. and I have seen a lot of people wanting an option to build another island. And seeing what kind of a game New Horizons is, it makes sense. It's all nice on the outside, but nothing special on the inside. So why not just focus on building and building and building? It's not a social simulation in a village anymore. It is a city building or a virtual dollhouse for you. So, conclusions. In the end, Animal Crossing New Horizons is a very different game to the ones that came before it. It's basically in a different genre right now, and it gives you everything in the beginning of the game, but offers little to come back unless you are really into decorating everything. And yeah, the villagers have stopped feeling like actual villagers that make their own decisions, rather they are items or dolls in your dollhouse. The updates we have gotten do very little to fix this, fix the fundamental problems of New Horizons. Instead, it focuses on expanding the stuff that makes your dollhouse more aesthetically pleasing without having much substance. It just doubles down on customization without looking at what people used to love about Animal Crossing. And also, I know I didn't talk much about the DLC expansion of the game because it is basically a spin-off and it doesn't add much to the main game. As it's just basically walls, lighting, Persians, and then even more control over the props or villages in your island where you can just decorate their houses too, because why have any free will in this horrible, horrible island of yours? So yeah, I know I was a bit negative in this video, but I would love to know what you guys think about this. Did you actually like New Horizons? What did you like about it? Did you not like it? And what do you think about the DLC? Let me know down in the comments, and yeah, thank you for watching. If you liked this video, please watch my other videos as well and subscribe. That's all I had to say for now, and I will see you guys next time. Bye bye.